In a world searching for gaming knowledge comes the man, the myth, a legend in his own mind, Critical.
Now, other people have already been playing this game. I've been watching Cage, so some of the ideas that I have come from him and his experiences. I've already tried to record this 3 times. 2 failures on my part, 1 failure on the game's part. I think I've got all the kinks worked out. I'm going to start over. I don't know where I'm going to start. I think there's from what I've seen, there's 3 or 4 possible spawn locations. This game is not easy. Early access runs okay on my system-ish. I've got an i7 with a 1070. Runs most games pretty well without too many issues. Early access, no optimization yet. So don't judge it too harshly. It needs time to bake in the oven. Look at it that way. But so far, so good. It runs pretty smooth. It's just not the best. So this is a different spawn location, but we will make it work. All right, so there is a story. I intend not to deal with the story. I don't like playing the story in an early access game because I find that I get burned out trying to do the story, and then I'd rather have the story wait until the game's almost finished or, a while into it. This is a zombie survival slash tower defense style game, and I do mean like tower as in castles. You're not building castles, but trebuchets, spike launchers, which are basically ballistas, medieval looking crushers, and it's some pretty cool stuff. Now pick up all the small stones that you see. I'm not intending to stay in this area, but I do intend to pick up all the small stones in this area before I leave. Small stones are, unfortunately, you can't break down the bigger stones to make small stones. You think you could, but you can't. At least not yet. I need to hit a bush. Let's get my knife out. 4 hits with a knife takes a bush down. You're going to be doing a lot of grinding in this game. This game, people who watch my subsistence videos, and you always see people complaining about how the grind is real and they don't like the grind. Yeah, those people shouldn't play this game. It's grindy. I'm going to show some of the grind just to give you an idea of what the grind can look like. I'm not going to beat you over the head with the grind. Let's go ahead and, oops, wrong one. Felling axe. I'm going to go ahead and craft the pickaxe, and I'll craft a hammer as well. The hammer you use to break down stuff. Once you've built something, you can't move it, but you can break it down. Problem is, you don't get everything back that you used when you broke it down. At least not at this point. Oh, I was hitting the tree. So here's a tree. Yes, of course it's a tree. But it's just going to take 4, 5, 6? I think 6 hits to bring down. When you start upgrading your axe and you start researching how to be a better woodsman, or woodswoman in this case, that smaller tree would have taken 4, and I think this one takes 5 or 6. It's all percentage based. This is an iron node. These are very important. If I was staying in this area, this wouldn't be such a priority to hit. But since this is not where I'm going to be living, I'm going to grab this iron before we move on. It's very important. So far, what I've seen in this game, it is static, meaning the map doesn't reload. Once you've used stuff, there are a few spawn locations in the game, but once you have used up all the iron on the map, all the iron is gone. Once you've chopped down all the trees are gone. Now, that could change. very early access. Very far along, in my opinion, for an early access game. 2 developers from Korea, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I'm just repeating what I've seen. And I have to give them a lot of credit. Very, very nice start on the game. All right, a few more bushes. Now, the cars, you can harvest the vehicles. You break them down is what it's called. But they don't disappear. They don't fade away. Basically, you take the doors off. Oh, copper wire again. That's awesome. Copper wire is one of the issues in the game. Paper and rope, in my opinion, is the biggest. I mean, you can get past paper, making the cloth using leaves and a workbench after you've upgraded it. But it's such a long slog to get there. But in the first day, definitely rope's going to be a major issue. Now, it wants me to put a foundation down and start a base. I want to make sure that I have as many resources as possible before I start that base, because I want to get my basic base layout done before I ever start putting down workbenches. That's going to require a lot of grinding. I'm not going to show you all of it, but we're going to work together trying to find I want a nice flat location. I think that's probably the most important part for deciding where to live. Nearest city's nice. That's it's like an abandoned power plant over there, and there's boss zombies in it, and it's full of zombies, so we're not going to go anywhere near that right now. I'm daring, but not stupid. But we're going to try to gather all these resources as we pass by. I don't think I want to stay in this exact area. I think I want to go up this road to find a flat area and probably live over there. Now, I can make this area over here work, I think. But I'd rather have my horde base / crafting area all on the same level if I can. I've never tried, in all the starts and stops I've had trying to get this game to record right, I've never tried building within or on an already existing structure. I don't know if it's even possible or how well it would work. But I am interested. I'd be more apt to try to build on the rocks before I try to build within a structure or on a structure. Now, I don't want to get too close to that, the opening over there, because there's a boss zombie. You can actually see it right there. It's called a butcher zombie. I think that's him. I thought I saw him moving in the doorway over there. He will pop his head out that doorway. Oh, that might be him right there. That thing is scary, even if you are far enough along in the game to attempt to take him on. He throws an axe at you every once in a while. He takes a ton of damage to kill. There's a nice flat area over there, but there's a nice flat area over here. But I want to be closer to the main city if I can. I just want to grab some of these resources here. Zombies don't give you experience, but they do drop research material, which you use to research different upgrades to your character. Ah, here comes our first... hold on. Wrong weapon out. Come here. Our first zombie / victim. Now, you'll notice the other zombie over there is like, hey, there's noise going on over here. What's this all about? And it's going to come check it out. So is that one. So you can attract other zombies. I really like that feature in this game. The zombies are, I wouldn't say inquisitive, but they hear a noise. They hear, a scuffle happening. and they come over to check it out. Now, the knife isn't the greatest weapon. It doesn't do the most damage, but it does stun lock zombies really well. Where are you? I was hoping I would stop. I wasn't going to give up the research in the cloth. I consider the research in the cloth way too important. I think I'll grab these last. I don't know if I can even harvest. I can harvest that van right there. I thought that was like a armored personnel carrier or something. This is about as close as to that door as I'm going. Oh, right there. That was the butcher. You saw him pacing back and forth in that doorway. We're not getting any closer than that. And no, you think that coil right there would be an awesome thing to harvest? I've seen people run by them. My first test run, I ran by some and I couldn't harvest. I didn't find anyone that was harvestable. Maybe you need a special tool or something. I mean, that would be an amazing thing to harvest if you could. Like, think all the copper you could get off a spool, or all the iron you can get from that. But as it is right now, I don't believe you can harvest it. So I'm getting a good amount of iron ingots, iron plates. This is actually really good. A lot of cloth, some pieces of iron. The scrap iron, which actually is nice. Let's grab this barrel right here real quick. I could go into that house, but I think I want to move on and find a place to live. I'm going to avoid the houses for now. I'll probably come back down this way, depending how far I actually live up the road. I want to see where the main city is. Now, if I understand it correctly, this is an island. Here's the gist of the story that I know so far. I'm kind of staying out of the rest of it. You're part of some kind of an experiment-ish, you know, the normal trope. Woke up, there's been a zombie apocalypse, you get out of the research center, and obviously you can't get back into it. That's why the bunker's closed to you. Hi there, how you doing? Are you my next contestant on... Are you going to drop something for me? Let's see. Come on. Nope. The scream that thing gives. Now, the birds in this game don't attack, but you can kill them for resources. There are resources you need from the birds, which would actually be a really good thing. Now, it seems kind of boring. I'm just running around and grabbing stuff. I'm setting myself up for later crafting by doing this. If you were going to buy and start this game, this is really... I wouldn't even start thinking about putting down a base until early evening. Well, I'd say around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So about 1500 or the 15th hour of the day. I think gathering these first few resources will make it's time to get traps built and that kind of stuff really that much better. Now, they did just have an update today. I got the game yesterday and played it for a few hours testing. Started recording last night. Of course, that didn't work. The barbed fence, which is your basic wooden trap, they decreased the damage on that. It used to take 3 hits to kill a normal zombie like this guy, and now it takes 4. The zombies do attempt to avoid the trap, and if you've blocked off an area completely with them, they start attacking foundations and that kind of stuff. So, my first trap will be the pendulum. I'll show you that here in a little bit. But I still like to put a set of... Oh, is this flat up here? Oh, an iron node too. Is that a duck? There are ducks in this game and they actually quack. It's freaking hilarious. That's pretty flat. I like the idea that it overlooks. That could be if that's the city right there, living over here might not actually be a bad thing. Is that another journal piece that I just ran across, or is this another starting area? Okay. This could be near a vault door entrance or whatever, so it's another starting area. Aha. This I'm not going to pass up. It's iron. I'm going to need a lot of iron, so I might as well grab it now. There's a fox right there. You do need fox skins, bones, and stuff like that for doing some upgrades on your equipment, but I will be doing that later. I like to do a circle strafe when I'm breaking stuff down, just to make sure zombies don't come up on me. The game will spawn in runners, is what they're calling them. People that I've seen playing this game. And it's a zombie that spawns in at a distance and just comes running at you for no reason. The zombie has no reason to attack you. You haven't been causing noise or anything like that. It's just like a periodic spawn of a single or multiple zombies. All right, so do I want to live on the hill between these two? I think if I get on that ridge over there, I'll have a good look. That, I think, is one of the... I don't know how many cities there are. I think there's 2. A medium-sized city and then a much larger city. And I have no clue which one this is. Let's take a look over here real quick. I want a large, flat area. The top of that hill actually looks like a really good build location. Close enough to the city so I could go down there periodically for looting and scavenging, but still close enough to where I started from to get back for scavenging that area later on. Grab a bush on the way. I think I'll leave those resources there. I can come back for them later. I feel the need to find a good building area. Now, I don't want it devoid of... I want to live in the woods, you know, just off the road, because I'm going to need all these plants and bushes to get the stuff that I need for building. But having this stuff available to me up here on a nice flat area is actually pretty nice. The buildings aren't really going to affect... Okay. I think we're going to call this area up here home. Yeah, there's some zombies in the area and some stuff like that, but I don't think that's going to be an issue for us. Iron node right in front of me, which is awesome. I'm going to need that. This whole space out this way is completely open. I can build that way because I'm probably going to build wings. The area behind over there will probably be my hunting and trapping area. I'll put my small game traps and stuff like that. I can put small game traps over there too. Ah, there's already a deer over there, so it gives me a good reason. Let's shift over here maybe. Another iron node. Maybe I start over here. Hey dear, how you doing? Don't mind me. I'll eat you and kill you later, I'm sure. Trying to figure out the best location that allows me to build my wings that I want. Oh, actually, you know what? I think right here would be really good. I could build out that way and on 90 out that way, and down over there is where, right where I'll be running down all the time to go down to the city. I can put my traps down there. So this is actually a pretty good area. All right, so floors, foundations. I've only got 7 logs. I have a lot to get harvested. Now I want to make sure that this one is in line that I want to build. This is my key platform. How much space do I have behind me? Okay, just enough. I think I'll put it right there. I don't want it too high or too low, because I don't want zombies to get underneath it. And this should be a good height to avoid that. Now, with that said, I have to do a lot of grinding. And I've shown you gathering stone. It's just you beat on the stones. Like, that's a stone right there. The iron, I'm going to beat a lot of bushes, and I'm going to beat on a lot of trees. I'll bring you guys back when I am ready to start putting foundations down. I went out and did a bit of clearing. Not wholesale clearing, but I cleared up enough of it. Let's go ahead. It wants me to build a staircase. So we will do that. Mouse button to rotate it. Q to lower it down so it snaps. Now it automatically snaps. I can hit Alt if I don't want it to snap. Turn on my light, which is nice. It's right on my belt, and where you look, the light points to, which is a nice thing. Open up the map, close them. This is a huge map. I have no clue exactly how big it is. I haven't even tried to cover the whole thing. Equipment production table. Now this is the point where I don't want to get any further until my basic structure is built. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that done. Ah, darn it. Oh well, I'll make the rest of them. I like the logs to all fit the same way, but I already messed it up. Now this isn't the base defense part. This is just my basic. Nope. There we go. My basic living part. Cut that tree down in just a second. So it's too deep. I think it needs to be just for space. This is probably, you don't have to do this on the first day, but having started this a couple times over, I know what space I want, so I'm going to go ahead and attempt to, oh, no, don't hit my foundation. Attempt to get the base layout what I want it to be as much as I can. Or foundation. Need one more log, huh? Whoops. Let's go for the small tree. It should take 4 hits? I think 4 or 5 hits. There we go. Alright, so I can get this last foundation down. At least that's the basic. The last time I did this, it was not as wide. I think I... Oh no, this seems about right. Yeah, this will work. This works. And then my defensive wings are going to be here and here. One side to start with, the other side will be after the fact. Okay, so it wants me to make an equipment bench. This is the one that you use to upgrade yourself, your equipment and stuff. So now I need to go spend some more time getting logs. I'll bring you guys back after I have the logs I need. Went around, cleared some more area, got some more bush and wood. Lots of logs. All right. Back to the crafting. Equipment production table. This one stays this size. It never gets any bigger. Several of the crafting tables can be upgraded. Now it wants me, oh, that's right, it wants me to make a bow first. Well, let's make a bow. We're going to craft in our inventory 2 sets of arrows. It's 5 arrow per craft. Instant crafting, as I was saying before, that could change, but for right now, that's where we're at. Now it wants me to craft the right up here, sleeping bag, build. This is your respawn point. I like to put this right in front of this bench. Walking on it, standing on it doesn't hurt anything, and it still allows me to use this bench And since this bench never actually gets any bigger, looks like an automatic weapon of some sort. Never took the time to check that out. Animal traps. All right. Small traps. I need boulders. The one thing I haven't been hitting a lot of is rocks. They take a lot of time, but you have to get boulders from here. And I should get 2 boulders. So hitting 4 rocks, or 2 rocks would give me enough for 4 traps. I like to put 3 or 4 traps out if I can. Also, if you can aim it correctly, I should be able to harvest both these at the same time. Or at least one of the hits will help count for it. Same thing with the trees. If there's a bush right in front of the tree, you can hit the tree and the bush at the same time. All right. You can already see a fox down there. So the area that I thought would make a good area, which is far enough from my base, but right in this path area, I think actually makes a pretty smart animal trap, because I'm going to be going past this on my way back and forth anyways. So, and I should be able to see if they're sprung from up there. That should be a fox. Okay, I've never seen that happen. I barely put the trap down and the fox ran right into it. Instant gratification. Thank you, Mr. Fox. Though, let's be honest, I'd rather have rabbits to begin with, because you need rabbits to do the upgrade. Fox is a tier 2 upgrade, and I'm only ready for a tier 1 upgrade. So now it wants me to build the utility table. The problem with that is some of the stuff that you need, you have to have other tables built. You either have to get really lucky and have looted it early someplace, or you have to make the other tables. And I'm stuck making the other tables. I'm going to run around and hit some rock. I told you guys the grind is real. I don't lie to you. The grind in this game is real. So I'm going to go around and bust some rocks up. I'll bring you guys back. Now, the zombies in this world are somewhat stupid. I mean, they are zombies, but I'm standing there breaking up that stone, and that zombie's sitting over there, doesn't come over. And so they are attracted to movement and like an attack or combat, but not from me hitting a stone. I mean, I prefer not to be bothered while I'm trying to get my rocks, but it's kind of weird that maybe the sounds of another zombie is what attracts them. So zombies have a communication system that we just don't understand. Oh, here comes a runner. These are one of the ones I tell you they'll spawn in every once in a while for no reason, just come over and start attacking. Hey! Supposed to be stunned. Don't hit me. Alright, so crafting. Material production table. Basically, it's a table saw. It does a lot more later on, but it starts out just as a basic table saw. I don't want it too far back because I do not want it to interfere with walls later on. And then this needs lumber and wooden planks. So come over here, make a wooden plank, make lumber. And then I can build the crafting table. Once again, I'm going to build straight across the back, but not get close enough so that it interferes with any kind of walls I need, because I eventually need to put walls around here, but for right now I don't want to have to do that. Or if I'm gonna put up a wall, I don't want to get all right, so 2 lumber, 2 planks, and some rope. Come over here, I'm gonna craft up a ton of cloth. See, now I spent extra time running around looting. Oh my god, it's so much easier that I did it that way. I'm telling you, take the time to loot on your way to wherever it is you think you want to live, because it's really necessary. Inventory's full. All right, build. I need to get some storage down quick. Research table, build. Now this one doesn't grow, so I'm gonna stick this one right next to the respawn. I don't know if I want it there. You know, I'm gonna put it there. My defenses will go out this way first. I'll use this wall as a living area. Sweet. Okay. So I'll spawn in here. I can still get out. I can still come here to craft and research. As you can see, you can actually upgrade stuff, and there are upgrades that I need to do, but secondary right now. Now it wants me to make... I have everything I need except for nails, wooden planks, and lumber. Wood planks. Inventory's full. Let's eat a few apples. Oh, come on. Okay, I'll eat some cherries. Now, looting was good because I got some of the stuff I know I need. But now I'm running into the problem that I don't have room for the stuff that I need to build. Okay, so one more plank. Now I can just drop stuff because I think it stays forever. But, or they're changing that. If you drop stuff, it can decay, which is good because there's some stuff that, you know, you don't really need or want. It just, you know, we need a kind of a garbage can or something to recycle. Like if the game gives me a pair of sweatpants and I don't want it, I should be able to recycle that sweatpants to get cloth from it. Okay, so I can build this now, but I need the foundation space to actually build it on. I need to take care of this iron and get it out of the way. This iron is important. You know, I'm sitting there saying, I don't have enough space for everything that I need, but I really need this stuff. And then after this, I want to build the cooking station because you can see in the upper left-hand corner, my health and my stamina are low, and the muscle, the one underneath it, is my condition. And I've been running around and doing stuff, and I haven't been eating anything, and now my condition is low, and so I need to eat stuff to raise my condition to get to the point where my health isn't being affected. So I can basically get those 2 pips back. Well, each one of those is 10 condition. So I need to eat a couple pieces of meat, of small game. The fox meat should do it, but 2 of them if I want to get that back. Birds are really good for that as well. I'm gonna need these logs anyway, so putting this is, you know, it's useful. Floor, foundations. I don't have enough to do what I know I want to do. All right. 1, 2, 3. I mean, that's the bare minimum. I could make that work. At least for the first night's horde, I can make that work. And then I can gather up the other stuff that I need. Let's build a set of stairs. Lower the connect. It's not going to be perfect. And usually, even on the first night, I'll build that out of about 10 foundations to really set up for the first, not for the first horde, but for the first set of traps. But doorway. Okay, as long as I can build a door, I'm okay. All right. So that door will stop. The zombies won't see that as a path to come up to me. They're going to see this is the path to come up to me. Let me come ahead and come over here and make some trim logs. I need at least a few more. So I'm going to try to use some traps to weaken the zombies before they get up to me. And these traps were nerfed by the developers some. It used to take only 3 hits to kill the basic Zed heads, and now it takes 4 hits. But the zombies aren't stupid. They do attempt to get around your traps. You do need to leave an opening, but doesn't mean you have to leave a full on. So like a small space is all they'll see a small space and try to get through it. Hence they'll be hitting the traps. Now when the horde comes, this game's kind of smart. The basis of the game is build up your defenses and your trap will protect you at night from the zombies. Well, the game trickles in a stream of zombies throughout the night. And then right when the horde's about to end, it throws everything it has at you. And in probably this case, between 5 and 7 zombies are going to come running in and attempting to break down my, or attempting to kill me. During that time, my traps will have been used up, and I have to reload them to keep them up to snuff and able to defend me. Let's go ahead and make some more trim logs. We will put down the pendulum. Nails, lumber. Didn't I just have what I needed? I could have sworn I just had what I didn't build anything after that too. Trapdoor. I haven't tried a trapdoor yet. I need 1 more lumber, which means I need another log. Hopefully that's enough lumber for what I need for the next few minutes. See, I told you, a lot of your time is spent gathering. It's also why I think the first things to research is those gathering. But let's go ahead and let's get this trap down. I need 1 more lumber. Inventory full again, huh? We don't eat the apples. How much does this give me? This gives me 5 health, which I don't need. I'm doing it to clear out my space, which I didn't even use. Still a game in alpha. Melee, pendulum. Build. Okay, see how that ball's on that side? You want that pushing the zombies away. Now, I typically don't like putting one here to begin with, but because of the way my inventory is right now, that's what's going to have to work. And then, no, not that. I'm going to come down here and do the barbed fence. I can make a couple barbed fences. For some reason it won't let me build one there. Won't let me build it that way? I'm 1 short of being what I need to be able to make. What do I need? One more trimmed log. Now, your traps can hurt you. Be very careful. Your traps will, and they can flat out kill you too. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Now, this should still give the zombies the pathway that they need to attack. And let me see if I can get a Zed head to come. have some fun with us. Hey, buddy. Ah, come here. Come play with us. Now, part of the problem is... won't let me shut it. Oh, come on. Come down here. Hey, come over here. Oh, what the... Okay, well, there's the trap. Can he open the door? Don't break my door. Come here. Stupid zombie. Why is that door automatically shutting? It doesn't shut when I want it to shut. But... Okay, this is just annoying. Come here. Let's repair my door. How about upgrade the door so that it, when I'm trying to open it and shut it, it'll... See, look, I'm right here at the door, but I have to get closer to it. Well, you saw this trap work. Now I'm kind of worried that this other one won't. Where is... Unfortunately, it doesn't empty up space. Speaking of space, I probably need to make storage unit. I need wooden planks and plastic. I have tons of that. When I make the plastic, if I upgrade this, I think I can make, yeah, rubber ring. I need to do research. All right, that has to happen. Forest worker, junior builder is also important. Novice porter will give me more room in my inventory. So 15 more, and that's what I'll do for that. All right, cool. Plastic. Wooden planks. We kind of wish we would get 2 planks per, but I'm okay with it for now. I have no choice but to be okay with it, but it would be nice. Let me do a few more planks. I need to get several storage boxes started. Because I'm going to need all the space. What I'm going to do is go ahead and pause the video and bring you guys back once the horde starts. That way you guys can see what the horde looks like in this game. So far, I'm really enjoying the game. It's addictive as hell. But I will bring you guys back once the fun starts. I was able to shoot a zombie with my arrow and bring him over. Let's see if what his reaction is to my wall. He should just come right over here and come in. Or attempt to. Where you going, buddy? There you go. I don't want to kill you with my arrows. Ah, so that one might be a problem. Yep. He doesn't see it as a valid opening. Okay, well, I'm glad I tested it. So take all. Let's get my hammer out. I'm not sure which is a good one to take out. I hear a zombie. Okay. Yeah, come here. No, don't run off. I was just about to start demolishing too. Thank you for coming when you did. Alright, so I'm going to break this one down. So they're a little too close. That should give them a space to work through. And I saw another zombie over there. Oops. Let's get one of my arrows back. No, 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 no. That's the only thing. Be very careful if you have that hammer in your hand. Use will dismantle. It doesn't matter what you're using either. It'll just start dismantling it. Alright, here comes a zombie. Please tell me you see that as a path. Yes, they do. Perfect. Right, took 3 hits getting in here. So that did work. Just that little space allowed them to see it as a pathway, and now we're good. Okay, so now I'll bring you back when I wanted to make sure I didn't want to show you guys the wrong way to build it, at least not without showing you the right way to build it. My traps had some... Need to get my iron out. Had some rabbits in them. There was 2 rabbits down there. So I'm going to go ahead and take this time to upgrade my tools. I really think this is one of the most important things you can do. All right, felling axe will take tape, fox pin, and fox bones. I think that I have fox bones, and I need a piece of plastic, I think. Can I make some tape real quick? Oh, it's a rubber ring. That allows you to make tape. Perfect. And because I use more wood than anything else right now, we are going to upgrade my felling axe to +2. That makes me happy. Alright. Horde should be here in about 3 hours. I'm going to use that time to get some more wood around my area. I don't like showing getting wood on the camera. There's 2 problems with that. 1, YouTube will not show it. And 2, nobody wants to see it. Let's just be honest with ourselves. I need my tree branches and small stones. I need to make a fire and cook up some food. So it's almost midnight. The horde should start showing up soon. Soon-ish. Now what's going to happen is they're going to move in slowly but surely. And what I mean by slowly is, I mean, they're really going to move slowly. They'll send 1 or 2 zombies for a little bit, and then it'll ramp up, and then in the end we will be probably hit with 5 to 10 zombies. It's a guess. There's no way for me to give you an accurate, this is exactly how many it's going to be, because every time I've done it, it's been a little bit different. I mean, the basic numbers are the same, but it's just been always just a little bit different. I'm going to reorganize this stuff up a little bit. You can see I expanded my storage a little bit, which was necessary. You can also focus in and just see food. You can just see your resource items, which makes it a lot easier to stack and store stuff. I need to keep tree branches to keep my stuff repaired. Keep that on me as well. And then, of course, that's my equipment. Won't be using the Molotovs. I have yet to actually use the Molotovs, but it's not something that I want to be using at this point. What's the upgrade on this? More than I'm willing to spend for it right now. Now, I did update both of these once. That one I'm not going to be updating for a while. This one needs the upgrade. Trim stone, brick. Okay. I might be able to get... Let me see what I've got. I'm going to need more boulders before I even think about that upgrade. But this was the really important one because now I can turn leaves into research materials, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but hallelujah that I can do that. I also put 2 torches. Unfortunately, they're not at the right heights, but oh well, you know. It is what it is for this horde night. And probably for the foreseeable future. Expensive to make and more expensive to tear down. I need to make 15. And this is what I've gotten so far. Junior engineer and forest worker, junior builder. Novice porter is one that I'd probably consider. But to continue on the research path, I need the next engineer one. Now, the game has its own music. I've left some of it in for now. We'll see. As long as I'm talking over it, it shouldn't be an issue. But you're going to start seeing zombies. They're going to spawn in someplace and start running in. Sometimes it takes them a little while to reach you or to start spawning in. And then they're just going to trickle in and start beating down my my defenses, trying to weaken my stuff until the real horde at the end of the night can rush in and try to kill me. How are my traps doing down there? All my traps are up still. Oh, there's one zombie down there. Oh, okay, so that's where the zombies are coming in from. Go and turn my light off. You can see them in the outline. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this. Oh, here comes another zombie. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this until the actual final wave comes in. Okay, here comes the final horde. If you look out there, you'll see 5, 6, maybe 8. Now, a few have been able to make it all the way up to me, and I see that as a possibility here. What I'd probably do, I ran right back into the trap. I'd probably jump down and make them run back through the trap again. All right, that is the horde. And that's this game in a nutshell. Build up your defenses to defend yourself at night. Gather resources to keep going day by day. I love it so far. But I'm going to have to call the episode here. I've been Critical. This has been Night of the Dead. Hope you guys have enjoyed this content. If you have, drop a like. Consider subscribing. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Bye.